Alright everybody, welcome. Happy Saturday. I'm motivated to finally finish this. I wasn't going to stream, I was going to record some other stuff. But I really am motivated to finish up Farm Tithe so I can move on in RuneScape. Should be able to finish this stream. I have 342 points. I'm looking to get to 550. So definitely should be able to do that. I think it'll take 3 hours, maybe, something like that. We'll see. I hate when I do that. I wonder if I can manage to harvest and plant at the same time to save time, or if that's going to be cutting it too close. Let me try it out. Let me try one round of doing that. Might be a bad idea. I mean, if it works, it probably adds up a lot over time. Have a bad feeling about it. I don't think it's going to work. We'll see. It's going to be close. Going to be very close. It's going to be close. Yeah, that's too tight. If I mess up in the slightest, it will fail. But it worked out at least this round. Yeah, that's a little too close for comfort. Hey Cam, how's it going? Any weekend plans? Besides, of course, watching your favorite streamer early in the morning? Oh, that sounds like a nice weekend. Some PvP, some birthdays, family. It's pretty good. How old's your brother, if you don't mind me asking? Is he like a kid or like an adult brother? Alright. He's an adult brother. Alright, I'm kind of sandwiched in between you two somewhere. Just turned 34. Yeah, we are. It's weird, there's that guy named Muffin that comes here in the streams often. And he told me he's 14, which is crazy. So he's talking about like 14-year-old things, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so old, man. He's talking about like starting high school, and I'm like, dude, that was a lifetime ago for me. But being 34 is not too bad. I still feel very young and energetic, and I still feel like I have a lot ahead for sure. My weekend plans, I don't know. I'm still like kind of addicted to doing Renaissance gaming stuff, so I'll probably record some Pokemon, probably do a little bit of Lord of the Rings Online stuff. And then in terms of real life, which is weird, I hate distinguishing it as like real life. It's all life, but in terms of non-gaming stuff, probably just gonna do some chores, maybe do a little bit of work, go to the gym, the usual. I'm hoping to finish the farming stuff today, as the title of this stream implies. I need to get to 550 points here, and then I'll have all the rewards that I'm looking for. So I think it should take a couple more hours. And then finally I can get that 99 fire making. I did not intend to take this giant detour with farming, but here we are. Speaking of PvP and WoW, I really wonder what PvP is like nowadays in Lord of the Rings Online. Wonder how active it is in the Ettenmoors. There was a period of time like a decade ago where it was pretty fun, pretty active. Big groups of creeps and freeps. You got some creative juices flowing with a little bit of help and thought maybe about RuneScape. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with old school RuneScape somehow. I do not have anything against it, but I do not partake, mainly because of my job. Yeah, the PvP in Lord of the Rings Online is very unique, very different. And they never really were able to make it a big thing, right? They never made it work well, in my opinion at least. I do remember having fun with it in the back in the day, but I don't think there are big groups of creeps versus freeps out there anymore. Kind of, Cam. Oh my god, how am I losing crops? It's so weird. I swear, whenever I'm playing this, I don't miss any of the crops. But as soon as I start talking, I start missing them. It doesn't seem like I'm clicking any slower when I'm talking, but apparently I am. Yeah, my job doesn't really do testing, I guess. But maybe they could. I don't know. I just prefer not to mess with that. And by mess with that, I mean like take the risk of possibly having it affect the job. You've probably picked this up about me over a few videos or streams, but I have a hard time staying in one place for too long. So I move and I change my life fairly often. So I'm always like starting a new job or going somewhere else. And sometimes while jobs don't necessarily do testing, they might ask you about it when you first onboard, or maybe do like one test when they first hire you. So I also don't want to be in a situation where I'm like, I'm ready for a change. Let me move somewhere and get a different job. And then not be able to do that. I've certainly been a substance-free person pretty much my whole life, though. I did try marijuana a bit later in life. I think the first time I was probably like, I don't even know, in my late 20s probably. And honestly, when I tried smoking it, it's gonna sound a little weird, but I didn't feel anything at all. I was very confused. I was like, am I doing this wrong? I don't feel anything at all. $830 million in RuneScape, you mean? Or are you talking about World of Warcraft? Or are you talking about real life? If you got 830 million in real life, spread the love, my man. Yeah, I figured you were talking about a game, obviously. I'm just joking around. You know, it is funny. There are, like, rich people that do stuff like that. Like, they'll buy a random stranger, like, a Lamborghini or a house or something like that. But the truth of it is that it's a bit of a nightmare. Because, like, some person that doesn't make very much money at all of a sudden has a Lamborghini. And now, along with the Lamborghini, he probably has, like, a $2,000 a month insurance payment. So it becomes a liability. Just like if you bought me a house or whatever, I'd be stuck with a gigantic property tax bill. In the state that I live in currently, there's this really stupid thing that I've never heard of until I moved here, called the personal property tax. So every year they assess the value of things like a car, and then they tax you on that, which is obnoxious. No worries. I never really got into Warhammer, but it definitely looks like something I would get into if I spent some time with it. I definitely like the look and the vibe of it. I've gone down a few rabbit holes on YouTube where people are like painting miniatures or building sets for like tabletop Warhammer. And I'll like pull that up on a second monitor while I'm doing something. There's something very satisfying and relaxing about watching those types of videos. Yeah, those rabbit holes are dangerous, man. Sometimes if I stay in there too long, I'm like, that's it. I'm going to Hobby Lobby and I'm buying a bunch of crafts and I'm going to build a model of something. I've never done that, but I've come close. Those were always my favorite projects as a kid. I don't know if when you were in like elementary and middle school, if your teachers ever gave you projects to build like a diorama or something. Like I remember we were learning about the 13 colonies in like 4th grade or something, or 3rd grade. And the teacher assigned us a project to build like a diorama of an American colony. That was like some of the most fun I've had as a kid, was putting that thing together. I made a cozy little colony with like little houses, and I made it like a snow scene. Good times. Yeah, some people out there are just like extremely creative and competent, and they'll create some true masterpieces. The farming leveling has certainly slowed down a little bit. I was getting like 1 level every deposit, but now it's slowing down. It's alright though. Cam, we were actually talking about this last night. Muffin was asking about it, and I don't have a very good answer for you. I'm like the worst person in the world to talk to about music. I'm not very music literate. Like, I listen to stuff and I know what sounds good, what I like, what I don't like. But I couldn't tell you, like, the name of a song or who it's by. I don't really have, like, specific bands that I follow pretty religiously. So my music taste is very disparate. Like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That song sounds good, but not that one. I like 3 songs from this band, but I think their other music is crap. That's kind of my general music taste, I guess. I don't know. So if you start listing out some songs and bands, I guess I could give you like a thumbs up, thumbs down, but I don't really know how to package my specific taste into a box and give it as an answer. I hope that kind of makes sense. I have pretty weird music taste, I would say. I think the most consistent thing I listen to from time to time would be classical music. A lot of the classics, like Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, Bach is probably my favorite. I grew up to, well, I listened to some angsty stuff growing up like most teenage boys do. Like a little bit of Linkin Park and Blink-182, that kind of stuff. I got into System of a Down in high school for a while. To give you a general idea, like the other day, I went down a Tuvan throat singing binge and I was listening to a lot of that, which is super weird if you have no idea what that is. It's very bizarre, but I like it. I'm not a big fan of lyrics. Like, even English songs with lyrics, whenever I'm listening to music, for whatever reason, I think my brain just kind of like tunes out the words and I don't really pay attention to the lyrics. So I listen to a lot of stuff that I can't really understand. So I do listen to a lot of like house music and techno and EDM type of stuff. So that's another big category. And then I do like some of the classic rap, like the old school rap, like Biggie Smalls and Tupac, Wu-Tang Clan. I actually like to listen to French rap, which I know sounds pretty weird as well. And it kind of goes back to me not wanting to pay attention to lyrics. Like, I don't understand what they're saying in French, but it sounds very lyrical and cool. So sometimes I'll pull up like a French rap playlist. That's a general description of my musical taste. Enter Shikari, I've never heard of that. But yeah, Mongolian throat singing, that's kind of what I was referring to for sure. There's different styles of throat singing, but I guess it's all the same at the end of the day. Theoretically, it did start in Tuva, which is a province of Russia, but near the, not near, it's in the Central Asian steppe. Yeah, you get what I'm saying then if you're listening to foreign language rap. Yeah, if you know what Mongolian throat singing is like, it's essentially the same exact thing as Tuvan throat singing. I don't really think there's an actual difference in the sound or anything. I don't know. It might be the two words for the same thing, honestly, because the province of Tuva does border Mongolia, so it's like all the same region. But yeah, very rarely do I sit down and just listen to music for the sake of listening to music. I don't do that very often at all. Every once in a while, I'll get a craving to just listen to music. Generally when I know it sounds corny, but if I'm feeling a little bit more like sentimental or something, I like to just sit down and listen to music for a little while. But yeah, I'm not like a big music head. Yeah, Mongolia is for sure a fascinating place. They got the throat singing, they got Mongolian wrestling, spectacular food, very interesting people. Straight up warriors, dude. They're like all descended from Genghis Khan. All those Central Asians, not just Mongolia, but like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, the entire Central Asian steppe. Very fascinating region. I would love to visit as well. Unfortunately, it's a very poverty-ridden place. There's a lot of there's a lot of poverty in that region and a lot of alcoholism and drug use because of the poverty. So it's a little bit of a sad area in some regards. Couple that with the fact that they were all like former Soviet bloc countries and just got completely neglected after the fall of the Soviet Union. It can be a pretty desperate place for people. But beautiful people, beautiful culture, rich history. Just a little bit tricky in terms of lifestyle. They're stuck in a crossroads too, right? They're between Russia and Europe, and so they kind of get played as pieces on a chessboard when it comes to just general energy infrastructure and energy economy. So a lot of those countries are like oil pipeline countries where there's a lot of, I guess, global powers vying for influence there, so they can use it as an energy corridor. So there's a lot of course, influence from Russia and China. And even like some of the Middle Eastern countries like Iran. And of course, when you're stuck in the middle of great power politics like that, you usually end up suffering for it. Anyway, man, I am getting old. I'm like ranting like an old man who just read the newspaper in the morning. All that to say, Mongolian throat singing is pretty cool. If you want to do a deep dive on Mongolia, probably the best place to start is a documentary podcast called Wrath of the Khans. I think it's like a 5-part series. It's like 20 hours total, but it, as the title implies, it goes over the history of Genghis Khan in the 12th century, or the 1200s, 13th century. Super fascinating. Obviously, it doesn't get too much about the modern history of Mongolia, but it kind of gives you that original root. Yeah, if you're interested, Wrath of the Khan by Dan Carlin. Yeah, it's insane, man. Like, that guy, that might be the person in history who was responsible for the most human death ever. Scientists have taken like core sample from the ice to measure like carbon levels for the Earth, usually for like the purpose of climate science, but they realized that there was a significant decrease in carbon around the time of Genghis Khan. And so, coupled with everything he did and everything we know about his conquests and his mass slaughters historically, they kind of put two and two together, and they realized that this dude killed so many people that he literally changed the carbon footprint of the Earth. That's right, he was a good guy all along. Come on, guys. Forget the whole tens of millions of deaths. He was just trying to save the planet. But yeah, I mean, absolutely insane stories. You know that scene in Lord of the Rings where they catapult the heads of the beheaded prisoners into Minas Tirith? Like, Genghis Khan actually did that. He would catapult dead bodies into the cities he was besieging to help to spread disease and fear, I guess. Sometimes he will light them on fire first. Try to start fires with burning bodies. Absolute madness. There are written accounts of this guy that was just traversing the Central Asian steppe, and in the distance he saw this giant snow-peaked mountain. Or what he thought was a mountain, but as they got close they realized it was literally a gigantic pile of bones left behind by Genghis Khan. All I'm talking about is basically a big advertisement for that Wrath of the Khan series I told you about. Hopefully whet your appetite a little bit. Good to listen to if you're like on a long road trip or something. Yeah, ancient Egypt is pretty wild as well. All of these ancient cultures, man, there's so many interesting stories to be told. Yeah, I know that cats have a very important symbolism to the ancient Egyptians and were very much revered. I hadn't heard that they would kill cats as an intimidation because of that, though. I wouldn't think that, right? Because I would think my gut feeling would be that they respected the cats so much that they wouldn't even consider killing them as part of a psychological warfare tactic. But I guess not. I guess they did do it. It's like some straight mafia shit, right? Where they killed the pet to send the message. Oh, like an invading, like a non-Egyptian army would do it. That makes more sense. I don't know why I was thinking about, like, Egyptian versus Egyptian factions. Oh my god, I ran out of run energy? How? That's kind of obnoxious. I guess that's what I get for wearing the farmer outfit instead of graceful. Alright, I need 100 more points. I'm gonna chill for a little bit, let the run energy build back up. I'll take it as an opportunity to refill my coffee. All right, I'm back. 86, 87 run energy. I think we're good. What song is it? Down Below? Admittedly, I'm not listening to it. I have a different set of headphones on. I'm listening to some podcasts. Let me put on my computer headphones. Oh yeah, this track. I like this one. It's a fun one. Dude, you are 100% correct on that. This is totally Scooby-Doo, man. 100%. Man, I miss those cartoons. I miss the cartoons I grew up with. All the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Like the Flintstones and the Jetsons and Scooby-Doo. Classic Looney Tunes. And then the Cartoon Network bunch. Ed, Edd and Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo. Oh my god, could you imagine Johnny Bravo today? There's no way. There's no way they would let that fly. I could just imagine that boardroom meeting, Cam. All these executives in suits sitting around. And one of them, alright guys, hear me out. A cartoon about the most toxically masculine character we can come up with. And he runs around hitting on women, objectifying them, and harassing them. Huh? What does everybody think? I think my favorite of the bunch for the Cartoon Network ones was Courage the Cowardly Dog, followed by Dexter's Laboratory. Those were my two favorite. Those were like the A tier for me, and then you have some of the B tiers like Ed, Edd and Eddy. I would probably put Johnny Bravo B tier on my list, maybe C. I don't know. Another really good one was Samurai Jack. Very different than the other ones, right? Kind of more of like a almost silent cartoon. There was some dialogue, but it was very minimal. Very more like artistic, but really cool show. Yeah, there you go, Samurai Jack. You know what I need to watch, Cam, is I think the show is called Primal. It's by the same creators of Samurai Jack, also in a similar style where it's a little bit more artistic and silent. And it came out several years later. I haven't had a chance to watch that, but it's essentially like a prehistoric caveman running around trying to survive out there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Primal, and it came out very much after I had grown up, so never got a chance to watch it. But it looks good. It looks Samurai Jack-ish. It's weird because I'm pretty sure the guy who made Samurai Jack and Primal was also the creator of Dexter's Laboratory, which is a totally different style. Yeah, as a kid, you were either like a Cartoon Network or a Nickelodeon kid. I definitely fell into the Cartoon Network camp. Not that I disliked the Nickelodeon cartoons, it's you had to pick one, right? Like the stuff would be on at the same time and you had to pick one over the other. But Nickelodeon had some excellent cartoons as well. Like Doug Funny. Hey Arnold was really good. Cat Dog. Cat Dog is a hilarious premise. I guess the Cartoon Network equivalent was Cow and Chicken, which is an absolutely ridiculous cartoon as well in the best sense of the word. They would always make jokes about about cow's udders, and she would be like squirting milk at everybody. Totally ridiculous, but hilarious. Gonna wait for my stamina to rebuild here. I'm almost done though. I only need 28 more points. So what is that? Maybe 3 patches? Or 3 runs? Cam, it should be soon. Again, I never intended to take this giant farming detour, so I apologize that it detracted from getting 99 fire making, because I'm so close. Look, 98, 12.4 million experience, so literally about 2 hours worth of streaming and I'll have 99 fire making. So after I finish this farming Tithe stuff, I'm probably going to record a couple of episodes. Like, I'm probably going to do an episode about farming Tithe, just to kind of explain it and everything. And then I'm probably going to do the Bon Voyage quest. And then after that, I'll probably do the final fire making stream. So it shouldn't be too long. I know I've told this story, I just don't know if you were here for it. I've told it a couple of times, but I've been trying to unlock Fossil Island so I can start doing birdhouse runs. And in order to do that, you need to do the Bon Voyage quest. So I was doing a few of the prerequisite quests for that in the previous actual episodes of the series. And then I was getting ready to record Bon Voyage. And as I was kind of routing it for the episode, I realized that I needed to come down here to Hosidius, which is super out of the way. It's very annoying to get here unless you have teleports. And so I didn't want to bog down the episode with a giant run from Port Sarim all the way over here or something. So I realized that I could use a minigame teleport to the Tithe farm. But in order to use that teleport, you have to have at least come here once. And so my grand idea was, well, let me do one farm Tithe stream. That way I unlock the teleport and then I can record the episode. But then I kind of figured I might as well unlock all the rewards here before moving on. So here we are. That's the long story as to why I'm here as opposed to Wintertod. Alright, I think I have enough stamina to keep doing some runs here. But yeah, I totally understand how it's weird that I've been working so hard on Wintertod. And then when I'm a measly 2 hours away from 99 fire making, I kind of abandon that project for something else. I'm eager and excited to finish though. Plus the other good thing is now my farming level is so much higher, so I'm going to get much better seed rewards from all those reward crates from Wintertod. So that's another bonus. Alright, my friends. I think this is it. There you go. I got my 550 points. We're good to go. That is all I needed. We are officially done with farming Tithe, at least for now. Wait a second, why can't I buy the herb sack? Cam, are you still there? Why can't I buy the herb sack? That's weird. I need to look this up, because now I'm curious. Ah, that sucks. It requires 58 herb lore. Oh no, that sucks, dude. Ah, that sucks. So I grinded all those points for nothing. I can't get the herb sack. What I can get is a bunch of herb boxes, though. Alright, well. Well, my friends. That's okay. Either way, that's going to do it for this stream. And then I think I'm going to record a couple of episodes for the series. One of them will be Farming Tithe, essentially kind of explaining how everything goes. And then I'm going to do the Bon Voyage quest. And then we'll get back to Wintertide, finally finish out that 99 fire making. Hopefully that happens within the next week or two. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here, Cam, and chatting. I know there's a couple of lurkers around as well. So thank you guys for being here, and see you all on the next video or the next stream.